Welcome. Listen, welcome to the Creativist Talk, coming to you from Lamore Guest House, Germiston, Gauteng, South Africa. My name is Mr. Major, and I'm almost famous. With me is the #1 Van Rap diva. Listen, there's an artist manager, but has been in the forefront more than some other artists have been, has made the headlines more than some other artists have been. Miss Controversy herself, Rita Dee.
Miss Controversy herself.
Miss Controversy herself.
Yeah, Mr. Major.
The headliner.
No, man, I'm the #1 Van Rap diva, you know?
Yeah.
The number one.
It needs
The
to
only
show.
one.
It needs to show. When you're number one, you're number one.
You're on top, baby.
It comes with a lot of things. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
100%.
And I'm loving Lamore, yeah? It's a beautiful place.
No, it's a beautiful
place.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place. COVID-19. The pandemic.
The pandemic.
Listen, to us as artists, it has been one thing that has caused a lot of confusion, frustration, and it's been a tough time. With releasing music, you don't know whether to release music or to hold it until you can actually tour and promote it. How has it been for you, for a person who's been managing artists and deciding when to drop music, when to drop content? How has it been?
The pandemic itself came as a shock because nobody was prepared. I'm one of those who were not prepared as well, because I was gunning for the UK, I was gunning for the US. You know, I was busy organizing tours for some of my artists and doing my own thing at the same time, you know, trying to rebrand myself. So then the shock came, COVID, Corona. I'm like, yo, you know? And then things started changing. Everything was shut down, lockdown. The whole country went standstill. So the shows were cancelled, some were just postponed. Hey, you know, I didn't know where to move. But then when you are a creative, you try to work around whatever situation.
Yeah, you work with what you have, yeah.
So honestly speaking now, in this present moment, after 6 months, I think the pandemic was meant to be at some point.
Yeah.
You know, to help us re-strategize, to help us see our industry in a different way, maybe to build our music in an international platform. Because now, we're basically focusing on trying to do it the way USA run its music industry. So we wouldn't get to that point if it was not because of COVID, because we're so relaxed. You know, we're still depending on hard copies. We're still depending on just events. And that time before COVID, I wouldn't believe doing a show on social media could actually build something up, you know, but now you know you can actually make ending out of it. You can actually have a show that 10 million people from every country, they can participate on that show. So imagine you're doing a show on social media and someone in the UK is actually watching, and enjoying the show. Someone in Germany is actually watching. So it's just, I think it just changed the whole industry. So if you move with the times like me, you know, as the diva that I am, you see the positive besides the negative. So the pandemic came as a shock. It hurts all of us. You know, jobs have been cut, but I think it is a way of saying wake up and start creating your own employment. Employ your people. Be your own entrepreneur, not to depend on big brands. Like you see, big shops have been closing down. Big
a lot of people getting
shops,
retrenched.
You see, people are getting retrenched. But then we were raised in South Africa in a sense of after democracy, we have to work for someone. But now this pandemic just changed the whole mindset that you have to start farming, you know, so we can eat. Because imagine if the pandemic went on for a year. Food was going to be out of shortage. You know, we're going to run out of toiletries. We're going to run out of a whole lot of things. So now it's a matter of just saying, wake up, black child, and create your own employment.
100%.
Do farming so you can eat your own planted garden behind. You know, I have a small garden now, but I never thought I would do gardening because I hate soil, baby. If you don't plant, you won't eat. You know, it's like when you don't work, you don't eat.
Now listen, we'll dig deeper into the business side of it and finances and making sure that you are secured and working with what you have a bit later on. On the music side, we've seen a lot of people drop music, and we've seen a lot of people hold back and say no, because of the pandemic, we're not going to drop.
And you've seen artists disappear. Like actually artists who were doing great before the pandemic, but now I've already forgot about them because they didn't know what to do. Like they were like sitting as locked down. So me as the director of Rita Dee Entertainment, the first week when they said we're introducing 21 days of lockdown, I sat down with my team and I was like, people, this is not the end of the world. Let's create something. Let's create a show of our own. Let's give the people, our people, what they want. Because, you know, people are going to get depressed in this kind of time. You know, there's some people who are not used of staying indoors. You know, so you just get depression. You know, people start thinking out of, like you get all depressed. Let me just put it in that. So we wanted to entertain them so that artists can stay relevant. So our music can still keep them calm. So that's why during that pandemic, we were recording music that actually connects with someone. You know, in every corner.
There's a different mood.
Yes.
There's
you know,
music.
you can't keep people dancing when
Exactly.
people are depressed. You know, you can't keep people, you can't sing about going to clubs when you know the clubs are closed.
Down.
That's when you're trying to push someone to a corner, you're trying to remind them every day that this is the life that we're living and now this is the situation, this is the present situation they're in. And then that can drive you to hard depression. So we wanted to give people live music, raw artists, you know, so you can go back to where it all started, you know, feel it, you know.
Feel the music.
So you can say, okay, there's a guitarist there, and then maybe that guitar can make you feel like, okay, it's okay. It's fine, we can get through this, you know, how music talk to people.
Now speaking about that and dropping music that people can actually connect with at a time like this, I mean, a very much anticipated album just dropped, Creativist, any minute now. Which it came at a time where SA hip hop seems to be dying off because the Yanos, Mapiano are taking over. Trap is taking the real hip hop. SA hip hop came. Have you had a chance to check out the album and have a listen?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Because
that's the latest project that's been dropped. Yeah.
Casper's album dropped midnight.
Yeah.
Me, I don't love sleeping much, you know. 'Cause yeah, man, I've been around the world, so I know people work more hours internationally and less hours of sleep. So I try to put myself in that kind of schedule in South Africa.
In order
so
to
I can,
achieve what's been achieved,
so
you need
I
to
can
do what,
work more and sleep less. So I was waiting for his album to drop. You know, curiosity, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
exactly.
if it's a bang, you know, like Nasty C when he dropped, like I was one of those people who were like, hey, nigga, what time is it?
I want to check out.
You know? So Casper's album is the bomb. Firstly, he went straight locally. He didn't try to change his music. He sampled most of these old bangers. Like Weekend Special.
Brand. I think
you know,
it's called Friday Night. Yeah.
And then he even put Zola. You know, we're waiting for Zola 7.
The legend.
You know, the legend himself. You know, Mr. Zola 7. So it's like he mixed the new hip hop, the new SA hip hop, with a bit of Kwaito. And Kwaito is our origin, if you know how the music, if you know the history of music, of SA music. So yeah, it's just South African music. So when you take it to the world, it's got originality, and he didn't try so hard to try to adapt to new genres. And I was happy there's no Mapiano there. I was expecting him to go on some Mapiano vibe, like 3 songs, you know. But then
listen, I was sure DJ Somebody is gonna be in
there.
there. Madumani is gonna be in there. I was sure there was gonna. I was
but
sure.
But then because we were expecting that, so he gave us something that we were not expecting from him.
True.
So I think if you give people what they were not expecting,
that's
it's 100 on me. From me, Caspanyova's album is any minute now. It's just any minute now.
Quick question. I'm going to put you on the spot.
Okay.
From everyone who has dropped music during the pandemic, do you have maybe a favorite song you're like, okay, this song dropped during the pandemic, this is me?
Okay, me,
Makazi included.
Yes, of course.
Makazi included. If there's a favorite song that...
Of course, no, you're saying...
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Everyone included, yeah.
Me... I was raised from a jazz family.
Yeah.
Like my dad have been in radio for 38 years.
Ooh.
So he...
The legendary Brapet.
Yeah, you know, yeah. So for 38 years. So growing up, jazz was what I ate, woke up to when I'm in happy mode. So jazz, when you go to jazz festivals, it's live music. There's no miming there. There's no... So I am a reflection of live music. It's just that when music changed, and you know, when everything started changing, live music was not what it was. So me as a youngster, I have to change with whatever's changing because it's my generation, you know. So I am a lover of live music.
Yeah.
So the song that kept me going through this pandemic was our favorite song by Razake.
Obviously, and Richie.
No, not just saying obviously because me and them are just like tight. It's because they gave me Oliver Mtukuzi, and I grew up listening to Oliver Mtukuzi, and they gave me Dr. Colbert Mukwabo's Phil, and I grew up listening to that, and they gave me some Dolly Parton, you know, some country, but still in an African twang, you know. So I can't even describe the genre because it's actually way different from what people are releasing now, because there's a lot of electrified, computerized, you know, so that's playing good. Something you feel like Ringo Madlingos. You know, you go to the show and you cry and you feel like I'm in love again. You know, and it takes you back and you feel like, okay, when I was like 2 years old, when I was like 8 years old, in love with this boy, 15-year-old. So the crush just comes back, you know, everything comes. So it sticks with me.
On that, it's a love song. Is Rita Dee in love right now?
I was born in love. Seriously, I was born in love, man.
You were born in love.
I was born in love.
So you remain in love.
I'm a child of. I'm a product of love.
Yo, you know what I mean? Are you in love?
I'm saying I'm a product of love. I was the firstborn of a beautiful marriage. I was a planned child. My dad always tells me the story that I was planned for. It took them 2 years. They were trying to conceive me, and then they were trying.
So there you have it. There you have it. Next time you see it, you'll be like, hey, Rita Dee, the morning, deeper.
I was planned.
The planned child.
I was planned. Seriously, I was planned. So they bought me clothes before. Anything happened. My mom went to hospitals trying to check if anything happened until the diva came through.
Alright, cool. Listen, we're still here live at Lamar, guest house, Creativist talk. My name is Mr. Major. Still here? Stay tuned to find out more. We're going to find out more about, because she's trying to run away from the are you in love question. And I'm going to let her go that easily, so do stay tuned. We'll be back in a minute.